Hello, everybody, and welcome back to episode 2 of Eye of the Hurricane. Today, we're going to be going over the preview of the Texas A&M Aggies against the Miami Hurricanes. With me today, I have a special guest, Miami TVG.
Hello.
He subbed in for EJ tonight because EJ could not show up, unfortunately. So, here's what we will be going over in this preview. One will be the explanation of the game. Two, the second thing we'll be going over is the recap of the two teams' first two games. The third is going to be the position advantages, like who's better at quarterback, who's better at running back, all that stuff. 4 will be keys to a Miami victory. 5 will be keys to a Texas A&M victory, and 6 will be score predictions.
Yeah, I'm excited for this episode.
All right, let's get going. So, Saturday night, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, the 13th ranked Miami Hurricanes, led by first-year head coach Mario Cristobal, will be going into College Station, Texas, to take on the 24th ranked Texas A&M Aggies. This looks to be a big game for Cristobal as he's looking to put Miami back on the map with a big win against an SEC team in front of a big crowd, like 102,755 is the expected crowd there, and it's probably going to be more. The game has officially sold out. Chris Fowler, Kirk Herbstreit, and I believe Maria Taylor will be on the call for ESPN, which should be pretty exciting for you guys watching at home, like I will be, and like my friend over here will be.
Absolutely. I feel like out of all the games we're going to watch this year, this is going to be the big one and probably the biggest test of the season next to Clemson later this year. But I think the important thing here we got to understand is we ain't at Hard Rock. We're at Texas A&M, which is their.
And that place is tough to play at. I mean, Alabama lost there last year, so we know what this team is capable of.
Yeah, so that I think what we need to see here is we need to take the faults of Alabama's into that stadium and prevent the problems that they created in Texas A&M, and then have ourselves a hot seat to win that game. Because right now, Texas A&M kind of struggling on offense in a way that we didn't expect because
I mean they
last week they fell flat against Appalachian
State. Yeah, they did.
Yeah.
We'll be going over that in the next thing, which actually we will be going over right now. So for both teams, look, Miami's going into this game 2-0. 2 pretty easy wins, I'd say, against Bethune-Cookman, 70-13, where I'd say the running game, which looked non-existent with Manny Diaz, looks pretty good with Cristobal and Josh Gaddis. I mean, look at Michigan last year, who won the Big Ten. They were led by their two running. They were led by Blake Corum. They were led by Sean Haskins. I mean, and those are 2 pretty good running backs, and I'd say, but yeah, they and I feel like Gaddis came here and found his 2 running backs with not Jalen Knighton, Henry Parrish, the Ole Miss transfer. What a difference he's made for this Hurricanes offense. I mean, the dude, he's a good running back. I mean, he's averaged around if I look here real quick. Yeah, I know he's averaged around 100 yards, but
averaging like 130 yards a game.
Yeah, he's averaging really good. Not like
his first game making a statement to a fellow Florida school, Bethune-Cookman, shout out to Daytona Beach, already has 3 touchdowns. And in hockey, baseball, and soccer, we call it a hat trick.
Yeah.
Can you make a bigger statement than Henry Parrish? How about Thaddeus Franklin Jr., who also had 2 touchdowns in that game? But I feel like Henry Parrish Jr. is making the big statement, not just for the first game, but the second game. He ran for about 100 yards, almost 100 yards, if I'm not mistaken, but has 1 touchdown. So in total, he has 4. So if anything, the defense has to watch out for Henry Parrish, because if you don't block or if you don't pressure the quarterback or the running back, he's going to go through and score. We've seen it with Bethune-Cookman. We also seen it with Southern Mississippi. He ain't Frank Gore Jr.,
Yeah, no.
but
And hell, we totally stopped Frank Gore Jr. on Saturday. We looked really good defensively in the second half of that last week.
Yeah, the second half they improved on the defense. The first half of the defense was atrocious.
Yeah.
It's the underestimated that the defense were going to give the ball to Jason Brownlee from Zach Wilk from Southern Mississippi. So what I like to see is accountability. And that's something that the coach who shall not be named wasn't given him last year. But Cristobal, of course, has to get his feelings out. Says what he needs to say. Show some tough love to the defense, and not just for the defense, but the offensive tackle as well. If they can do that, the team would be more motivated. And that's exactly what happened in the second half. The defense completely shut down Southern Mississippi in the second half. And not only that, scoring 2 touchdowns and 2 field goals within that victory.
Yeah.
First game, we had 70 points, which is
actually no, it was 3 touchdowns and 2 field goals, so it was 27 points. Because never mind, we were up 10-7 at half in that. But I'm going to say this: the difference with Mario is that he makes those adjustments. Diaz didn't. Absolutely. Diaz did not make those adjustments, and it's showing a difference. Even though we only beat him by 23, which I mean we covered. We didn't cover the spread, which was 26, but still we beat them. We beat them handily.
We beat him handily, and we beat him pretty easily in the second half at least. I can't say the same thing with Texas A&M though. With this game against Appalachian State Mountaineers, it is a shocking loss against a great school.
I mean, they lost to the Giant Killers, and we know Appalachian State's done. I mean, they almost went up to Penn State and beat them. I mean, they almost came to where I live, Knoxville, and almost beat Tennessee a couple years back, too. So they are nothing new. And we were originally going to have game day. Instead, they went there. I'm telling y'all, App State is dangerous. Like, App State, if they wouldn't have lost that week 1 game to UNC, this would be a top 15 team easily.
Oh, yeah.
They're that good. They're that good.
And ESPN fails to recognize that school. They underestimated that school, and to beat a team, especially an SEC team, mind you, beat the team on the road, that's good. That's good. That's a huge win, not only for their season, but the whole school program.
Yeah, that's a huge win.
Yeah, a huge win, and because of it, Texas A&M they were number 6 in the nation, right? Going into week 3, they are number 24. So they dropped big. They dropped big time after that loss. Meanwhile, we have ranked up to number 13. Not enough where I would have liked to, but fair enough. We got 2 more ranked up from number 15. But I'm willing to bet if we win this game on Saturday, we would climb up the ladders closer because Notre Dame. Keep in mind this. Notre Dame lost to Marshall. That's a shocking loss, right?
BYU has a tough game up at Oregon this weekend, and that's one you never know. BYU looks scary good though.
Baylor lost. Florida lost. Florida is a shocking one too.
Florida, in my opinion, is the most. They should never been at 12. That team is so overrated. Even Florida fans came out and said it on Twitter Spaces that I've been on. Like, they knew that they were overrated. I didn't think after the second game they were 12th in the nation. Anthony Richardson hasn't thrown a damn touchdown for anything.
Well, he did in the first game, but
did he? No, he ran for one. No, he ran for one.
You sure? Okay.
Yeah.
But other than that, Kentucky definitely giving the piece of their money in their shoes. But that's Florida Gators. Our point is we're
not talking about Florida. We're getting off track here.
Yeah. Anyway,
now we are going to position advantages. Here we're going to talk about like who's better at every position, including coach. And I'm going to say this: quarterback goes to Miami, running back goes to Miami. Receivers, I'm going to give it to A&M. I really like, personally, I am a big fan of Evan Stewart and Anais Smith, and they are two big playmakers. Keep in mind, we got to watch. We got to watch for those big offensive plays that they're going to open up and do, because we've had problems tackling. We've had problems with allowing big catches, and we can't allow that against A&M. A&M,
Well, going back to the second game, right? The first half of that second game, the defense looked atrocious against Southern Mississippi of all teams.
Oh, yeah.
Southern Mississippi is a Sun Belt school. If you can't defend a Sun Belt school, how are you going to defend an SEC school?
That's what I'm saying. I mean,
if we can't defend against a good wide receivers in Texas A&M, we don't stand a freaking chance in this game.
No, we don't.
Period.
I agree. And tight end is actually, no, I could just give it to all the receivers. I'm giving receivers and tight ends to A&M, even though they lost their best player. But yeah, offensive line, Miami announced today they're getting a huge piece back of their offensive line. Zion Nelson. This dude is one of the best offensive linemen in college football. This dude knows how to block.
No doubt. And he's the Miami Hurricanes version of the Dolphins' Connor Williams.
Yeah.
Honestly, with him back in the lineup in offensive line, Tyler Van Dyke is going to have a monster game if they can pull this off. If anything, the pressure is more on the defense than the offense. The offense could get it done, especially with him coming back. But now that Max Johnson is going to start for Texas A&M, I'm curious to see how they're going to play out the Saturday nights.
Yeah.
But yeah, you have on points. The offensive line definitely advantaged Miami. Wide receivers and tight ends give it to Texas A&M. But who has the defensive advantage?
I'm going to say defensive line goes to us, even though Texas A&M has some really good players on their defensive line. This could be a push, honestly. This could be a push.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so too. And if you ask me, the quarterback advantage, it's Miami. No doubt.
Easily. No, either. By the way, Texas A&M has announced that they are starting Max Johnson today.
Yeah,
they announced it today.
Saturday night, but yeah,
he's a former LSU quarterback. Started the whole season there. He didn't look too bad, honestly. I mean, in my opinion, I think Henry Parrish has pretty good film on him because they played against each other last year, so he should know. He should know what to do. But linebackers, linebackers goes to A&M. Secondary is definitely an A&M advantage. I think A&M has one of the best secondaries in the country, and it's led by the best cornerback in the country, Antonio Johnson. This dude, he's a ball hawker. He'll make plays. He'll come out and make the game changers. And TVD better be ready. Like, I know they want to say that TVD struggled, and hey, this game right here is going to decide. Like, is Miami the real deal?
Yeah, agreed heavily. We'll know by the Saturday nights. Personally, the key here, obviously, we already talked about this, the defense. And then we got the offensive line coming back from Miami. I think the key is to be consistent with the running game.
Yeah.
And also try to fake them out once in a while with their play action. Play action is what seems to catch teams off guard this season. So if they can pull that off too, I think we should have a no problem offensive game. But considering the Texas A&M's defense, that's what I'm a little worried about. So the key here is to have the good running game against Texas A&M. We just might be able to. I take the rankings with a grain of salt, because you could be the number one team, right?
Yeah.
And still lose to an unranked team.
Mhm.
Take Alabama for example.
Last year this happened. A&M just lost to somebody, and then Mississippi State just and then they go in and beat Alabama. This game is similar. This game
Yeah,
is similar to last year.
yeah. So with the running game in mind and a few play actions, the offense shouldn't have much of a big worry. However, the biggest note obviously has to be the defense. Um, and I'm going to say it again because we already talked about it with the in the first two game recap. We don't stand a chance if we can't defend,
No,
especially against a Sun Belt team school. We can't do that. We don't stand a chance against an SEC school for all I
no,
know.
no.
So
And my main key is honestly balanced offense.
yeah,
There's a reason why Josh Gaddis has kept this offense so vanilla, and TBD has even came out and said it. They're waiting. They're waiting to show all these big plays against A&M. They're waiting for that. That's why you haven't seen this offense be at their full potential. And I have two big announcements, by the way, on the offense. Jalen Knighton is coming back, and he is at 100% full strength. So, game changer for us. Game changer.
yeah, it's a game changer. It's a game changer not just for this game, but for the rest of the year too, because we still got Virginia Tech, Virginia, North Carolina, and the
Florida
Clemson,
State,
and the big
Clemson.
and the big game, the Clemson Tigers at Clemson. They're ranked number 5.
Yeah.
So if he can remain
And their defensive
healthy,
line is scary.
if he can remain healthy all year, Tyler Van Dyke would be monstrous this season.
Oh yeah. And honestly, I'm going to say this right now. I think Cristobal, I think the key is stay disciplined. Do not make any mistakes against this team. A&M will make you pay for it. Jimbo Fisher right here will make you pay. Because and speaking of that, we're going to the keys of Texas A&M victory. My main key is the crowd. And my other main key, honestly, is if these playmakers like Evan Stewart, Devin Anche, and Anaya Smith, if they step up, we could be in trouble. But A&M has their troubles. Like their offensive line does not look good. Their offensive lines look pretty bad. And Haynes King, there's a reason why he got pulled. And I'm telling you this right now. Haynes King looked terrible. He lost to App State single-handedly.
Give the other quarterback a chance to show with the name of Max Johnson.
Yep.
The key here for them is pressure on the defense and get in the heads of the Miami Hurricanes.
Yeah.
Because if they can get in their heads, Texas A&M will have a shot easily.
Oh yeah.
Going back to the keys of Miami, they need to be disciplined if they get caught up. That we cannot allow it to happen. So
yeah. A&M's a 6-point favorite going into this game. Honestly, I feel like this could be fuel. This could be fuel for us, but at the same time, ESPN could know what they're talking about. And honestly, here I forgot to add this, but I'm going to add an X factor here. Is if can Miami's receivers, even with Xavier Restrepo being announced today that he's out indefinitely, so that's another key for Miami. I forgot to bring that up was can Miami's receivers step up? Because in my opinion, I feel like they can.
yes, they can.
Smith, I like Brashard Smith. I like Michael Redding. I like Frank Ladson. The key is can they step up and make those big plays that Xavier Restrepo did?
I think they can.
Yeah.
Give it to their tight ends who can make a good play.
Like Jaleel Skinner, man. Jaleel Skinner, I'm excited to see him.
You see how big this kid is? He is huge. He's like a Rob Gronkowski of the Miami Hurricanes. Yeah. He's huge.
And honestly, for an A&M victory, they got to stop the run. They struggled to stop the run in their last 2 games and did not go over too well.
Right.
And the final key is, honestly, come out angry, come out and put Appalachian State in the past. You do that, you're going to win. No doubt.
Oh, yeah. No. That's another key for Texas A&M. They can use that as fuel of anger and rage and use it against us. And that's something that Cristobal has to take notice right now. Mm-hmm. You can't just go to film study and then and then to look at their flaws. No, they're going to come back. They're going to prepare. They're going to eat us, chew us, spit us out, walk on us. Well, hell, even burn us. They're gonna tore us apart if we're not careful.
Yeah.
But yeah, honestly, with that in mind, my prediction is it's going to be.
Dang! I forgot a final key for Miami. Keep the clock running, run the clock down, because that's what App State did, and they beat them. So yeah. Now you can go on with score predictions.
So, I think, and I think you know this too. It's going to be a close game, but in terms of who has the bigger advantage, I think Miami might pull it off. They could say Texas A&M might be able to win it easily, but my prediction is Miami can fight, and they can fight pretty good. It's going to be a close game. I believe Miami could win this 35-31.
All right. I'm going to go a little bit lower here. I think this is going to be a defensive battle. I'm going to honestly go Miami 27, A&M 23. That's my prediction.
All right. So we both say Miami's going to win this one. I like that. Hey, huge win if we beat the SEC school, because then not only it will be beneficial to
it's going to be huge for recruiting. It's going to be huge because there's big recruits at this game.
Yeah. But my next point here would be if we can win against an SEC school, not only can help us, the program, but it can help the ACC to let them know that, hey, ACC, we are for real. It's not just the Clemson Tigers. It's the Miami Hurricanes who are also for real. And also the Seminoles as well, who are pretty good right now. But
seem decent, but we haven't seen them play against
the Hurricanes. Yeah. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it.
Yep. I'm gonna call it a night here, guys. Good luck. It's all about the U. Go Canes.
Go Canes.